Hey guys, and welcome to phase 4. So this is the fourth video based on the phases of training I've done over the last 9 months. So this is just the end of the conversation between me and Mark because I'm still in the middle of phase 4 now. So we talk about a cut, we talk about different exercises that he's had me doing and why he's had me doing them. But if you haven't seen phase 1, 2 and 3, they'll be shared around here somewhere. Just click on them, go back and watch them first, so that you understand the journey, so that you understand why we're doing what we're doing when we're here. And again, I'm still plant-based. I'm still not taking any massive supplements or anything like that. I'm just doing it the naturalist way I can possibly do it, and it's working. So I hope you enjoy the conversation. If you do, please subscribe. Please hit the like. Please hit the wee bell so that you're notified every time I post a video. The next few videos will be about training, so they will actually show what I'm doing. They'll be like wee mini vlogs. So have an amazing day, whatever you get up to, and I will speak to you again soon. This video we're going to talk about... I keep doing this now. This video we're going to talk about phase 4, which is where I'm at now. We're... How far in it are we now? About
5 weeks.
5 weeks. So do you want to... What was phase 4? What was the... So if we recap on what happened at the end of phase 3.
Yep.
I became a tank.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Phase 3 for me, again, I was just looking to see what I can sort of draw out of a block of training. So you made really, really good strength gains. And I was like, this is good. But then it was getting to the point of where they were obviously slowing down. They're always going to slow down. So once they slowed down, then I decided we'd done 2 blocks of strength.
A good point now, just when you're talking about blocks, is a lot of people think a block is 4 weeks. No. You do a 4-week block of this, then you do a 4-week block. A block is however long.
If you're making progress, you keep going.
Aye.
You don't change things just for the sake of this to be cool or whatever. You keep it going. So we've done 2 pure strength blocks, so we hadn't actually worked on a muscle building block yet. Or
this is everyone's favourite block.
Hypertrophy or whatever you want to call it, muscle building. Just that's all hypertrophy means. So because the strength gains were slowing down, I thought, well, now's a perfect chance. We've built a lot of strength. We're gonna now work towards the muscle. We're gonna work the muscle building.
And at this point, I was up to 11.7.
11 and a half. So from 9.13.
So a stone heavier, pretty much a stone heavier than the heaviest I ever was in my life for that 2 days.
So 10.8 that you struggled to get to and couldn't maintain. You were at the end of this strength phase. None of these, by the way, are geared really massively towards putting on a lot of size.
Yeah.
So even without that, he was 11 and a half stone, 11.7. So that's brilliant. That's what we're looking for.
And again, that's all still fully plant-based, and just it was a struggle at the start because I was so used to under eating.
Yeah.
But then it just became
just normal. It becomes normal.
You just eat.
You get used to the same as the training. You get used to the training. So
I still wasn't counting my calories at this stage.
We're going to talk about that. That's going to be the main part of this. So wanted to jump on to a hypertrophy routine, a muscle building routine, size.
Showy muscles is how he sold it to me.
Showy muscles.
These ones.
Again, if you watch the previous videos, you'll hear me talking about strength being not completely, but a large component is your central nervous system.
Yeah.
Muscle building is the opposite. It's mostly muscular based and less central nervous system. So the good thing is, the way I was thinking of it is, from going from 2 pure strength routines into a muscle building one would give your central nervous system a break for a start.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. It still coax out more gains. That's what you're trying to do all the time. You're trying to coax more progress in a different fashion. So rather than taxing the central nervous system, it's going to be more muscular based. Now because you'd got to 11.7,
yeah,
that was in my head. That's halfway to what I wanted him to be, what I want you to be, which is 13. So because of that, I said, okay, we're gonna go into a deficit calorie wise. So the whole time since the start, if you watch the videos back, you have to realize he was in a calorie surplus.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's useful to add in these ones, even for someone that's trying to gain weight, useful to add in deficit periods, is because your body, everyone's body, is constantly striving for something called homeostasis, which is just the status quo, the norm. Your body wants to make something normal, so your body's designed to be as efficient as possible. So it'll make you efficient at whatever you put it under, whatever stress you put it under. So if the stress is sitting on the sofa watching Coronation Street eating biscuits for 20 years, your body adapts to that stress level, and you look like that. So
Yeah.
you will be overweight, you won't have much muscle mass, etc., etc. Whereas if the stress you put it under is getting to the gym multiple times a week, lifting heavy weights, eating, you will look like that. That'll adapt to that stress.
Yeah.
So
you look like this. So
the problem though is if you're constantly in a surplus, your body adapts and becomes efficient at that, and the best way that it'll carry on putting on weight is to put on fat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing just to keep in mind if you want to gain size. Is a continuous bulk is not a good idea.
No.
So a fat loss period is brought in.
Before that though, it's worth pointing out that you will, like I had never had weight on ever. Like even when Vicky, my wee sister, one day was like, "Oh my God, you've got a belly! You've got a belly!" Like it was just such a rare thing to have happened, and a lot of people we talk to want to put on mass but not weight. They're afraid of looking fat, and
they don't understand because but it's not just a modern thing, but it is there's a modern element to it with Instagram and Facebook. But it's always been this way with the fitness industry. Is what's presented as the final package, not the road to get to the final package. So the Instagram guy, for instance, or the Instagram girl will be there in her photographs or his photographs with a full six-pack, obliques, everything, 6% body fat. And people do get the idea that this person is walking around at 6% body fat. They're not.
One of the things they're doing is taking enough footage, photos and videos and stuff for about 6 months
worth of photographs.
Yeah, so they can post for 6 months. But most people believe, sure, that guy's walks around and he's got super duper abs.
I'm trying to get jacked and I've put on some body fat around my waist. Your man's got a full six-pack. Yeah. For about 2 days of the year.
Yeah.
The rest of the year he's focusing on getting bigger and stronger. And he doesn't look like that.
Mm.
So that's important. Keep that in mind. That to build muscle you have to get bigger.
Yeah.
And you're not just going to magically put on just muscle. Fat is going to be a part of it as well. And it's nothing to be afraid of. You can work it off. Not so much. Don't have this idea of working it off. So that's the wrong thing to say. It's a part of it. Just accept it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I've never had weight. One of the funniest things was all my suits that I wear for my other work or my speaking on stage are all custom made, and I had to bring everything back to
retailer.
So D Graham's my tailor, and I had to bring everything back to him, and my suit, putting on my Chinese jacket, and I'm all crumpled over, and then he ties it all up, and then he goes, "Just stand up to see what it looks like," and I'm like,
"You're not to understand."
If I stand, this is going so I enjoyed that. For me, it's completely different for me. I just enjoyed it, and I think that's part of it because I know the end goal isn't for me to be fluffy. The end goal is, and I can see it in other areas.
It's to be athletically built.
And you have to understand that just as much as working out is part of it, the other part is the eating and get, like you said, you have to get bigger to get bigger.
It's just going to be a part of it. But again, you want to be doing it as efficient as possible. So you don't want your body getting efficient at just putting on fat. So a short period of fat loss or eating in a deficit will help that process because it'll stop you from getting just your body used to putting on fat constantly. So this was designed to be a muscle building phase in one sense, but it was supposed to start off with a very short period of eating,
supposed to is key.
Eating in a calorie deficit. So very simply, it was supposed to be the way I would describe it is take 500 calories off your of your maintenance calorie amount.
So I don't track my food. Well, I do since today. Today's the first day I've been tracking actually. But I've never tracked my food, and in my past I had like different food anxieties and stuff. So part of me was kind of afraid to do it because I didn't want to retrain my body to go be that focused on food. I thought that would be a bad thing. So for the first time in all that we've done, and probably since way back in the Power Sweep days, if you watch the first video, you'll get that reference. It's the first time I didn't listen to you. And I was like, I'll just do it myself. So what I thought was I'll just do it myself. So 5 weeks, we're on 5 now. So 4 weeks later, nothing had really happened. I lost about £1.5 pounds in 5 weeks. Actually, what happened was I lost £2 first, and then I gained a lot of that £2 back. And then I just got squandered with the whole conversation and the food thing. So I would not advise you do this, but it's very easy to lose weight. Really, all you need to do is not have as much calories as you're using. So no matter what you come up with, you just need to be in a calorie deficit. So I just thought this will just be so quicker if I didn't like the term starve myself, but I'm probably was averaging about 800 to 1,000 calories a day, just because it was faster. And that after I had already messed up for 4 weeks, it was like 1 week of hell, and it was the worst part of all of this. I hated it. I've never complained as much in my life as I have about this. And I just cut, and every day, like if you chat to my brother or Kathy or Vicky, every day I was like, this is bullshit, I'm not doing this anymore. And but when I got there, like I lost the weight, but I did it terribly. But the point is that you can do it. There's 2 ways of doing it. One is like, do it right, just track some things and do it right. And the other way is you can't do it, but it's stupid. Like you feel terrible. And even though I felt terrible, I still did the workouts. Like So I still did what I had to do. I just did it stupid.
Yeah.
And now I track my food. My fitness pal, get on it. Give me some commission.
Yes.
So
I
now what are we doing?
I would never, like, if you watch the other videos, you'll know I would never tell somebody what to eat.
Yeah.
Or really tell someone what to do. I give you the programs or whatever. If you want to do them, do them. If you don't want to do them, don't do them. That's fine. But what Liam did, don't do it.
No.
That's there's not 2 options. That one isn't an option. Don't starve yourself. That's where food anxiety and things come from.
Yeah.
The way is to make it normal. All right. So if you eat certain types of foods, don't change them. Just look at the amounts. It's very simple. If you track, don't make it into a big deal. Find out how much calories your maintenance is and take 500 off it for £1 a week loss. That's a quick weight loss. So you can even do 250 off your maintenance for £0.5 a week. That's fine.
And that's the kind of weight loss that you will maintain as well. If you were just working on a weight loss perspective and not...
Yeah.
What I did, I will probably put a lot of that on pretty quick.
It'll come straight back on in a rebound.
Aye.
Like that.
But if you wanted to do it, if you did it the way Mark's saying, and you cut down, that for me, a lot of people, they say they're fat for life, and then they decide, right, I don't want to be fat anymore, I'm going to do this. And then they do what I did, which is stupid. You feel fatigued, you feel tired, you feel sick, your head beats. Yeah. I didn't even know if my head was light, heavy, or sore. It was just, everything was uncomfortable. But if you did that and you wanted to lose weight, once you go back to any normality,
it just comes straight
back on. Back on.
That's not an option. That's not the way to go. Don't do it.
Yeah. I concur.
And even for weight gain, and this was the thing, you can get away with it for weight gain. I had suggested to Liam at the very start to track his food, very, very start, to track his food even for weight gain.
Because he didn't do it.
Measurable. Everything needs to be measurable. So you need to have a number, you need to have it.
Aye.
Because you just don't know. So you can get away with it with weight gain.
Yeah.
With size gain, you can get away if you just go, well, I'll just eat this.
Yeah.
But then when it comes across and I do a simple request, let's drop a few pounds and then we'll fire into this muscle building phase, and it became a whole saga, and I was going, why is this happening to me? Why am I listening to this?
What finally won it over was in one of our conversations. Wasn't an argument. Conversation. Mark said, well, you go into the gym and you track your weights, don't you? You wouldn't just do it magically. Like, you wouldn't just... And I was like, all right. That's what I don't know why. That was the statement. Sometimes it just takes something. And I was like... I just had no stupid remark or no...
Yeah. So don't do that. Don't starve yourself. And a fat loss program. A fat loss program is useful in a muscle gain thing. So we'll move on from that. The idea was to drop some fat, or drop some weight, and then that'll give us that nice jump then to our next, which our next goal is 12 stone.
Yeah.
So that's going to come quick.
We're in the middle of that now. So literally yesterday we finished the
fat loss, weight loss, whatever you want to call it.
And then now today is the first day I've come back, so I'm doing a week of maintenance eating.
Just a week of maintenance. I don't like to just do a complete rebound and just go from a weight loss to eat everything in sight. So just a week of maintenance and then go to eating to gain a pound a week. So your maintenance calories are about 2,600 calories a day. That's an example. 2,600 a day for maintenance.
Yeah.
People, will have difficulties even eating that.
People are
good quality food.
Yeah.
But the weight gain one next week for a pound a week is going to be 3,100 calories a day. So again,
a day is important.
It has to be a day, every day, consistent.
People do, like in weight gain and weight loss, they do. But sure, I only ate 800 calories for this thing, and then at the weekend they had 3,000. So they're still in a surplus.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's every day, it's not try to get to 300. It's not even try. It's eat it, and then just do that tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day.
Every day.
And one of the things for me again with tracking will make that easier because you can just set up.
That's it.
Meals.
You will end up eating similar foods.
Which I do anyway.
I do that anyway, and it's just easier.
Most people do. Like, you think about it, if any of you buy a takeaway, there's a good chance you can tell me what I always get this, and this.
Yes.
So that's the food side of it. What about the actual training?
The food side of it, and this one's a bit more important. The training is this was the first time I brought in a split routine. So all these other programs have been full body.
Yeah.
In one sense or another. This is now where we bring in the idea of splitting up the body. So the way I split it up to emphasize the showy muscles was 2 upper body days, 1 leg day. So you might have heard of leg days and things. You see the memes on Instagram, leg days. Leg days are terrible.
Leg days are the worst. But again, like I talked about in the last video, when you do a terrible leg day, the other 2 workouts in my week are easy because I'm like, at least I'm not doing that. Someone else to point out that I pointed out to Mark, I thought it was quite funny that I got to 11.7, and when I got down to 11.5, that was when people started to say,
You're massive.
You're massive. You're actually growing. Yeah. So I put on a stone and a half. People close to me like Mark and Shane and Vicky and Sean, Kathy, they all said, you can really see that's working.
Aye.
But like most people didn't comment. Even one person said to me, when I said I've put on a stone and a half, they were like, where'd you put it?
Yeah.
I'm like, everywhere. Are you mental?
Yeah.
But it was when I lost 2 pounds. So I said that you had a good explanation for it, so you'll word it better. But I said to Mark, this is mental. I've lost weight now, and people are now telling me, the people that see me every week are now like, oh, geez, you're actually massive. So
yeah. So this is the point. You're not losing weight as such during this. You spent 9 months building muscle.
Yeah.
And there's a covering of some body fat and water. So when you go into a short deficit, all that's really coming off is
the water and fat.
The water and some fat. So your muscles stand out more, which is what we're looking for here. Is that look?
Yeah, so that's
you look bigger, so that your muscles, your shoulder muscles stand out more, your chest or whatever stands out more, than it does if there's some water and stuff over it or some.
And another add-on, if you go back to the first video I talked about, a couple times in these things, twice I made a mistake in taking down my notes. And leg day was my second mistake.
Yeah. So there were 2 upper body days and 1 leg day, and it was geared more towards, if you look at it, more bodybuilding rather than strength work. So more sets, more repetitions, same weight across. I brought in some different movements rather than pure barbell movements, with some dumbbell movements to get a different feel, get a different emphasis. And leg day was different again because it was more volume. It was more volume rather than pure strength on the squat, for instance. It was more volume related. So it was like Liam hadn't done this stuff before, so it was like the lactic acid that develops from higher repetitions. I used some shorter rest periods as well, and which is it's all about tools. So the tool was a bit of short rest period.
Short rest is brutal.
You're using no weight and you're going, this is so bad. Why is this so bad? These are tiny weights.
You do the first set and you're like, yeah.
This is
and then you do the second set and you're like
20 seconds and you're like, I'll have to go again.
And then
20 seconds.
Set 5, you're cheating as much as your body can do, and it's still like
it doesn't move.
There's the row, I'm cheating and nothing's happening. Like,
yeah.
But
so two upper and a leg day, and cardio wise, this was where I brought in, because it was more muscular emphasis and there wasn't much central nervous system, I was able to use a range of cardio. So there was longer steady state, low intensity, and also then we brought in the infamous Tabata.
It's my first ever Tabata, and definitely my first on a bike. It was
on
fun.
An air bike.
It's fun because your numbers just the first section you're like flying, and the numbers are like flying up. You're like, I'm amazing. Then set 2, and I'm like, I was at 120 a minute ago. Why am I?
It's literally set 2 as well.
It's like, why am I?
You realise that you have 6 more, and you're dead.
Yeah. So the mistake I made as well was the lunges. So the lunges were supposed to be 30 lunges, 3 sets of 10, and I wrote 3 sets of 15, and then because it was 15, which is an odd number, I just assumed that meant 15 each leg.
Each leg, aye.
So I did my first proper leg day. I did 90 lunges with 10 kilo in each hand.
Yeah, so that was wrong.
I was wrong, but no other part of anything has been as hard as that.
It wouldn't be like.
I went to the Ninja Warrior place the next day. I may as well just stay at home. Like, couldn't do it. It was just pointless. But for me, this phase has been there's been more reps and stuff, but the squatting, like my squatting, if we go back to phase 1, my max, like I started on 40 kilos, and then by the end of phase 1, I think I was hitting about 60 kilos.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it was only for 1 set. It was brutal. And now I'm doing I'm doing 5x5. 5x5, isn't it? 5x5.
5 sets across. So this one we're actually doing that. We are doing.
This is the 5 sets across.
This is more volume based.
And my weight is, can't remember what I'm doing.
65 or
60,
something. 65,
60,
7.5 or something.
It's around 65. I can't remember exactly.
So your max, without having to do a 1 rep maximum, your max has gone way up.
That's a good point actually, because a lot of people want to test their 1 rep max on everything all the time.
No.
We haven't tested the 1 rep max on anything.
No.
Like ever.
I know what it is without you having to do it.
The only thing that you could even consider the 1 rep max is the carry.
That's not even like that's not.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I did once that was.
Yeah, that's just because it was a farmer's walk.
No,
the 1 rep max, don't need to do it. If your 5 rep max is going up the way yours is going, why would I want you to do a 1 rep max and risk an injury?
Again, that's why I thought I'd point that out. Yeah. So I suppose that brings us to the end of this. Well, we're not at the end of this phase yet. We're at this.
Yeah, it's going to carry on, and we're going to see. Probably we'll do another video and see. Liam will be at 12 stone. Well,
we'll do more videos before that, but the goal
in this sequence.
So we're aiming for 12 stone in this. So is there anything you think would needed to be added to a round off of phase 4? I think we had everything, didn't we? Because it's a continuous, it's an ongoing process. I think everything's covered at the minute, and I'm sure people will be interested to see what happens at the end. And feel free to point out how awesomely jacked I am if you meet me in real life and stuff. Don't be shy. Like
Tell him.
Yeah, it helps. Definitely helps.
Yeah,
People.
it makes them bigger.
See,
Makes
they-
them 10% bigger.
Someone says you're big, you be like, what?
Sure, I know.
And I think this is an important point that we like. He does quite a bit too, but I flex a lot. Even before I had anything to flex, I flex a lot.
No muscles at one point, but he flexed
I think
all
it's
the time.
important. I think it just. I feel like it adds to it. I feel then we extra.
It
Hulk
does.
Hogan's are making me bigger.
Hulk Hogan.
So that's round off of phase 4. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. And if you want to keep up to date with what we're doing and how phase 4 goes, I'm going to be putting up videos of us training together and some separate videos as well. So just hit the subscribe and like and hit the wee bell as well so you'll be notified. And like I said, if you have any questions, fire them over. So thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing time, whatever you get up to, and I will speak to you soon.
Thank you.